I am Galactus, devourer of worlds. Hello everyone, I am a volcano. Your boy, you can actually see my cat down there. Just realized. Hi. So I just came back from watching Fantastic Four First Steps. And before I talk about that movie, and if I even liked it, I have to talk about um, my preparations for this movie. So this year I watched Fan Four Stick, as people call it, the 2015 Fantastic Four movie. I watched it earlier this year for the first time, and it sucked. That movie was absolutely garbage. I mean, well, the first half I didn't mind it. Like it was like a nice origin story of like all of them working as scientists and whatnot. But once they got their powers, that uh, uh, everything just went south. Like the thing started working for the U.S. military. What are we doing? And also, Doctor Strange just looked terrible in that movie. But yeah, I even have like a whole list here of like all my Fantastic Four ratings. I gave that movie a 3 out of 10. I mean, that movie was garbage. So I also watched Thunderbolts in theaters. But before I talk about Thunderbolts, actually, Brave New World, Captain America: Brave New World. I remember I wanted to go see that in theaters, but the ratings were really not ratings. What is it called? The reviews. It just started getting bad reviews that I didn't bother go seeing it. I just didn't watch it. But then I saw like the trailers for Thunderbolts and Superman and Fantastic Four, and none of them intrigued me at all. Like none of them caught my interest. Only Brave New World actually caught my interest because Harrison Ford. Who doesn't love Harrison Ford, right? So Thunderbolts. Once I saw that it was getting like good reviews, I checked it out. I checked out Thunderbolts. What do I think? It was okay. Thunderbolts wasn't insane. I gave that movie like a 6 out of 10. It was meh. You know, it was okay, passable. Wasn't crazy. I know a lot of people love that movie. Kind of overrated. But then after Brave New World came out on Disney Plus. So I finally got to check that out, and guess what? I like that movie more than Thunderbolts. I gave that movie like a 7 out of 10. It was fine, you know? I didn't mind Brave New World that much. The Superman came out, I didn't bother watching. I'm not going in theaters for that. I mean, I already hate Superman anyways. Like, I don't really like Superman as a character besides the suit. Looks so hideous. The only Superman I liked was Henry Cavill's in Man of Steel. Like, I didn't mind that. That was good. Tea break. So then, Fantastic Four came out. First Steps came out, and it was getting decent reviews. Surprisingly, I didn't think people would. I thought this movie would be terrible. Like it would get bad reviews and whatnot. So I wanted to go see it. I wanted to check it out myself. But in preparations to checking it out, I wanted to watch the first two Fantastic Four movies, the 2005 and 2007 ones first. The 2005 movie. After rewatching it, I really liked it. I gave it a 7.8 out of 10. It was pretty solid. It was genuinely a good movie. I liked the characters. I mean, Reed Richards felt like Reed Richards. Sue, I mean, Jessica Alba. I mean, yeah. And then The Thing was pretty funny. I do like The Thing in that movie. And Johnny Storm felt like Johnny Storm. I truly think Chris Evans was perfect. In fact, Chris Evans was so good as Johnny Storm that I forgot he was even Captain America for a second. Like, he just felt that character. And then I watched Rise of the Silver Surfer right after I watched the first one, like back to back. It was like a 3 hour marathon, and I gave it a 7 out of 10. Uh, it wasn't as good as the first one, but I didn't hate it as much as I thought I would. Like I remember I didn't like it back in the past, and people didn't like Rise of the Silver Surfer at all. I thought it was okay. And the reason why I originally hated it is because of what they did with Galactus. It was a giant smoke cloud. It was just bad. And you know what? You know what else? Hold on. Side rant. I have to go on a rant about this. Um, the military, then the government and everything in these movies, they show up and the movie just becomes trash. This is the same complaint I had with Transformers. All of them. All like seven or five of the movies. Every single one of the Transformers movies got the military playing as like main characters. It was just terrible. But yeah, and then when I watched Transformers 1, like the animated one, I love that one the most. That was my favorite Transformers movie. You know, I didn't have to work around with the government. I mean, that's the same complaint I had with Fantastic Four 2015. Van Stick, as people call it. Like, once they got their superpowers, the thing started working for the military, and I was just like, it just ruined everything. And even in Rise of the Silver Surfer, right? The government comes into play, the military starts fighting and whatnot. It just got annoying, and that's when we come to First Steps. This movie. The government didn't even show up once because it's in a separate universe and an Earth where there's no government. I mean, it felt like a cartoon come to life or a comic come to life where it just didn't need to be realistic. And I love that. I'm glad First Steps took place in a different universe. And you know what? I might as well give my rating right now and tell you about it. Hold on. Fantastic Four First Steps, fantastic. Every pun intended. I give the movie an 8.8 out of 10. Genuinely really good. I didn't want to give it a 9 because I thought that would be a bit too high, but this is like the best Marvel movie in a while. Like the last good one was Deadpool and Wolverine. That one was pretty solid. But you know what? I do think that First Steps saves Rise of the Silver Surfer. Let me explain. Hold on. Let me pull up an image here. Here, you see this? So in Rise of the Silver Surfer, you know how Galactus is just a big cloud, and everyone thought that that was Galactus himself, like the giant cloud coming in with the teeth and whatnot. We always thought that that was Galactus. But then when you watch First Steps, you notice that Galactus has his own ship that also eats the cloud and brings the food to him. That's the same thing for Rise of the Silver Surfer. That cloud isn't Galactus. That's just what makes the food for him. Because when I watched Rise of the Silver Surfer, I noticed something, and that's Galactus's face, or like a silhouette of him, which I'd never noticed the first time, which is pretty cool. And you see it like when Silver Surfer goes inside the cloud, and then blows up and whatnot. And I thought that was really cool that you could actually see him. I am disappointed that they didn't show the character though. I mean, this, right? We all thought that this was supposed to be Galactus. And also, when it comes to the Silver Surfer in both movies, both Rise of the Silver Surfer and First Steps, they're pretty much the same. Like, I don't have a problem with it being a female Silver Surfer at all. They felt like the same exact character. They start off as like a bad guy because they're helping Galactus and whatnot. But then at the end, they sacrifice themselves to defeat Galactus. Pretty much the same ending. What is my cat doing? What kind of sleeping posture is that? Mia? Such a weird creature, honestly. Why is it looking at me like that? So complaints and whatnot, comparing it with the other Fantastic Four movies. Reed Richards did not feel like Reed Richards in this. I'll be honest. Look, I love Pedro Pascal, right? Pedro. You know him and his anxiety that became a meme. But he's a great actor. I like Pedro. I like Pedro Pascal, but he just did not feel like Reed Richards. When it comes to Sue, I mean, I feel like all the Sue Storms are the same. It's just a blonde woman. They're not that different really from all of the movies. The Thing is the Thing, honestly, pretty good. I like Richie from The Bear as the Thing. the CGI was actually pretty decent in the movie. Sure, sure there was like a bit of weird CGI, like when the thing was holding the baby, or what else? Mr. Fantastic stretching, that looked a bit weird, but if you think about it, how can they make that look that good? I mean, my favorite part about the movie was Galactus, right? Like, it looked so good, Galactus. I mean, you know what? I think I know why it looks so good, because it's not entirely CGI. It's a practical suit that Galactus was, right? The actor was actually in like a legitimate suit that they shot from. Of course, mixed with a bit of CGI and whatnot, but that's why it just looked really good. Everything about every scene of Galactus was really like epic, and the whole black hole scene, that was really good too. I really like that. Like everything in space, actually, all the space scenes was awesome. Like the whole even traveling in light speed, that was epic. The one character surprised me a lot. So after watching the 2005 and 2007 Fantastic Four films, I mentioned how I liked Chris Evans as Johnny Storm. He really felt the character, and after watching that, I was like, there's no way this new uh, Johnny Storm is gonna be any better. I don't think the actor's gonna be any better than Chris Evans. He surprised me. I actually think that Human Torch. I thought that he would be my least favorite in the movie. Watching it, he turned out to be my favorite in the whole cast. They made him very different in a sort of good way. I mean, the thing is, I like the fact that the Thing is a smart character because Ben Grimm is actually a scientist and whatnot. Because usually the big characters in every superhero group is, the dumb one like Drax or Hulk. Well, Hulk is Bruce Banner, but you know what I mean. Uh, I just like that the Thing was the smart one, and usually Johnny Storm is the dumb one because he's the hothead. But Johnny Storm in this film was pretty smart. Like he wasn't like there was no dumb character in this. Johnny Storm was actually really smart in this movie, and actually took all the light. Like while watching the movie, he turned out to be my favorite character. He stopped the Silver Surfer. He was willing to sacrifice his life to get Galactus out of the universe or whatever they were planning. That was amazing. And of course, the post-credit scene. Obviously, I'm not gonna. This is like a spoiler-free talk and whatnot. Actually, wait, this can't be a spoilers-free talk. I literally talked about the black hole. But still, I'm not gonna spoil the post-credit just in case. But that mid-credit scene, that really shocked me. That literally made me gasp when I saw, who, if you watch the movie. I didn't stay around for the post-credit, like the very end credit. I know that's crazy for a Marvel movie. Oh, he didn't stay around. But it's because I knew that the post-credit wasn't important and the mid-credit was the important one. So I was like, I'll just search it up later. I'll just search up the post-credit later. But yeah, this movie really shocked me. I was actually worried I wouldn't like this movie because I'm notorious for disliking good movies and liking bad movies. That's happened many times. But this movie certified thumbs up. And I'm not kidding, this Galactus might be one of like top 3 best looking villains in the entire MCU. They made the character look incredible and so menacing. Like what would even be the top 3? I mean, Ultron was menacing and whatnot, but he kind of looked weird. Didn't feel comic accurate because he had a humanoid face. This Galactus was incredibly comic accurate and was really well done. Also, the baby. I forgot to talk about the what's his name? Franklin Richards, the child. Uh, I knew that this was a very important character because of Secret Wars and whatnot, right? Like it's gonna be the main focus of Secret Wars because I believe this baby has the ability to put all the universes together and make as one planet. Man, I don't know. I'm just here to tell you it was a good movie. Okay. Also, I watched Ironheart. Why did I watch Ironheart, man? That show was just not good. The last episode was okay, but that was just a bad show. Do not watch Ironheart. You don't need to watch Ironheart. Except for the last episode. Just watch the last episode, I guess. I do wonder what they're gonna do with Doomsday, though. I mean, throughout this whole movie, I was just thinking like what's gonna happen. I was predicting in my head because I saw the Thunderbolts post-credit scene, right? If you see the Thunderbolts post-credit scene, you see the ship falling out of the sky and whatnot, like the Fantastic Four ship in the main MCU universe. So I was just thinking in my head, what's gonna happen? And at first I thought they were gonna transport the Earth because they were gonna teleport the whole Earth and whatnot. Great, I'm just spoiling the movie now. But I thought the Earth would transfer to the MCU Earth, like to that universe, but that didn't happen. And then I thought that once I saw that Johnny was going to sacrifice himself to get Galactus out of there, I thought that he was going to teleport maybe to the other universe, and then the main team, the rest of the team wanted to go to save him. I thought that would be a plan or something. Yeah, a good movie. I would recommend it. I really would. It would like you. This is the thing about this movie, right? You don't need to watch any other Marvel movie to like this movie because it takes place in a separate universe and it felt so fresh that you could enjoy it nonetheless. So go check it out if you have the time. Thank you for watching. I'll see you all in the next one. The gaming videos will come back. Don't worry, this is a one-off. I might do more reviews. I don't know. I don't know. Bye.